ADHD is a condition that is termed as a neurodevelopmental disorder, which may have its roots in the imbalance of many basic metabolic functions in the body. Food has a profound role to play in mental health and could be one of the root causes of ADHD. In this video, we will discuss food items to avoid with an ADHD condition. So, we recommend you to see the entire video without skipping any part so that you do not miss out on any important information. So, coming up. This video is brought to you by Good Health Corner. At Good Health Corner, we bring research health information in a simplified manner that is easy to understand. If you like what you see here, we request you to support us by clicking the like, subscribe and the bell button. This will ensure that you get notified every time we release a video. Disclaimer: the health statements made in this video and the site are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. They are solely for informational purposes. Always consult your doctor before implementing any treatment protocol. So what is ADHD? ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and it overlaps with most cases of autism spectrum disorder, but is generally considered as a milder version than conventional autism. Individuals suffering from this disorder find it extremely difficult to focus and concentrate to finish a task. This specifically affects children who find it difficult to concentrate on studies, resulting in poor grades in school and difficulty in socialization. And for adults, this could mean challenge in sustaining a job. Along with attention issues, bursts of hyperactivity make it even more difficult for them to be seated for a long duration of time to complete a lesson or a task. In adults, this can pose a problem in their jobs and continuity service. Let's understand some of the signs of ADHD. Inattentive. These are individuals who are easily distracted and find it difficult to concentrate on a task, have trouble in focusing and staying on course. These individuals may not be able to grasp information like neurotypicals and may miss out on details that are easily understood by others. They may seem forgetful or absent-minded. Hyperactive. This makes these individuals fidgety and restless. They find it very difficult to sit in one place for a long duration of time. These children are very active and love to run around, jump and climb. And though they are not doing this intentionally, but it can end up in disturbing others. Impulsive. This is another sign of ADHD but might not be present in all. Impulsive behaviors are basically actions taken before thinking. For example, grabbing some object or snatching a toy. These individuals seem to demonstrate impatience and at times tend to act in a very risky fashion. Let's understand how ADHD is diagnosed. Like autism spectrum disorder, this is also a behavioral diagnosis. This means there are no pathological tests which can confirm an ADHD diagnosis. This diagnosis is done by a behavioral psychologist and one who works with children on behavioral issues. This also includes physical checks including vision and hearing to eliminate if these are issues. The psychologist generally spends time interacting with the children and alongside with the parents clarifying various doubts and questions related to the behavior and health. And post this assessment, a formal diagnosis is made. So how is ADHD treated? Conventionally, there are broadly two ways by which ADHD is treated. Number one, behavioral therapy. There are various behavioral therapies which can be utilized for ADHD. Applied behavioral therapy. In this therapy, the behavior of an individual is slowly steered from the current to a more socially acceptable one through continuous repetition and reinforcement. It is believed that continuous repetition and reinforcement can bring new learning and replace old behaviors. This is a must for any individual suffering from ADHD. Occupational therapy. Occupational therapy helps in the development of skills needed in the school environment and social life. Occupational therapy includes activities to develop social, emotional, sensory, and cognitive abilities. This works well for sensory individuals to accept and adapt to sensory inputs in daily life. Speech therapy. Speech therapy also works as strong support in developing social, verbal, and cognitive abilities for individuals with ADHD. Cognitive behavior therapy. ADHD can lead to low self-esteem and negative thoughts in individuals due to various unintentional mistakes and social stresses. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a short-term and goal-oriented psychotherapy which aims at changing these negative thoughts and help to create a positive outlook for oneself for the future. And of course, the other treatment are medicines. Medicines are generally brought in the management of ADHD if the behavioral therapies alone are not able to bring significant improvement. It's important to note that these medicines may have side effects which can range from headaches, a slight rise in blood pressure, a decrease in appetite, abdominal pain, irritability, just to name a few. Now, let's look at a holistic approach to treat ADHD through Elimination Diet. The holistic approach of dealing with any disease is first trying to eliminate any possible unidentified stressors which could be at the root of the current problems. Food has a profound impact on mental health. It plays an important role in most illnesses, and eliminating some known stressors has shown very encouraging results in various illnesses. So let us go through the known list of stressors among foods. Food intolerance and allergy can cause various health issues like fatigue, pain, foggy brain, stomach cramps, and bloating, and the effects of which can manifest as ADHD. To get a better idea of the foods which could be causing issues, tests like the food allergy test or food intolerance test and a stool test which can throw light on specific markers of gluten sensitivity, gut inflammation, and leaky gut is highly recommended. Gluten. This is the number one food to avoid for ADHD. This is a known stressor, and going gluten-free helps all. Gluten is a protein that is found in wheat, and against which the body has shown to develop autoimmune reactions in many instances. Gliadin in gluten is linked to abdominal illnesses including celiac. For individuals who are gluten intolerant, this can cause chronic gastrointestinal pain and discomfort. And for children who are not able to explain or understand these issues, can exhibit behavioral symptoms which can include attention deficit and hyperactivity. So removing gluten completely from the diet has shown remarkable improvements to many with ADHD. Going gluten-free is not easy, as gluten in disguise is included in many food items. For one to go gluten-free, you need to consume products that are labeled gluten-free. For example, even known non-gluten products like rice, when packed and transported with gluten-containing products, can lead to contamination. Casein. This is the second known stressor among the foods. Casein is a protein found in milk. The protein structure of animal milk is far bigger than what is found in human milk. For example, the protein structure of cow's milk is 8 times bigger and goat's milk is 6 times bigger than human milk. And these milk proteins are difficult to be broken down and digested, and can lead to adverse reactions in the body. In addition to this, there are individuals who are intolerant to lactose in the milk. Lactose is the milk sugar, and you need the enzyme called lactase to break it, and some may lack this enzyme. Lastly, milk contains an opioid-like compound called casomorphine, and this has the ability to cause a drug-like state in children and can lead to behaviors like being aloof, inattentive, and not focused. And all of these are also seen in children with ADHD. Removing milk from the diet has shown some remarkable improvements in mood and behavior in many children, and is definitely worth a try. Soy. Now, soy has 3 main problems. First, the majority of the soy grown across the globe is genetically modified. Genetically modified organisms are produced by artificially inserting a gene into the crop to achieve new and advantageous characteristics. So GMO soy products are easier to grow, and it also contains a gene resistant to a herbicide which is used to control weeds. GMO foods can have many risks, including causing allergy and resistant genes getting introduced into the body, which can affect the gut microbiome. Most of the soy that we get now is genetically modified. Second, soy is allergy prone, and most kids develop rashes to soy from the soy formulas. The proteins in soy are similar in structure to that of gluten and can trigger an intolerance. And both allergy and intolerance cause an inflammatory reaction in the body. This can result in gas, stomach cramps, difficulty to think, and many other things. Third, Soy is high in oxalates. Oxalates can form small crystals and are very painful to excrete. Oxalates are used by plants as a defense to keep other pests and herbivores away from eating them. So when oxalate foods are consumed, these tiny crystals go deep inside the body and get distributed to the tissues and organs. This causes significant pain and can manifest as hyperactivity and anxiety in children with ADHD. Sugar. This is not only a food to avoid for ADHD, but for general health as well. Sugar is a highly inflammatory food. Sugar is delivered to the cells with the help of insulin, a hormone produced by the pancreas. Sugar rides on the insulin and is escorted to the insulin receptors of our cells. The insulin receptors are like a lock that opens and allows the sugar to be delivered inside the cells, which are then used for the creation of energy. So, when there is an excessive amount of sugar consumed than what is required by the body, the pancreas also creates an equal amount of excess insulin to deliver the sugar to the cells. Over a period of time, this develops as a resistance that does not trigger the insulin receptors to open the lock anymore. In such a case, the sugar is not delivered to the cells but floats in the blood. And this is called type 2 diabetes, which is a pro-inflammatory condition leading to cell and nerve death. Some individuals might not be able to metabolize sugar properly. And this is commonly found in children on the autism spectrum, and immediate hyperactivity is seen after ingesting sugar. Conducting an organic acid test can throw more light if sugar metabolism is a problem for the body. Sugar is also known to loosen the tight junctions of the gut, leading to a leaky gut syndrome. Leaky gut leads to food and other particles in the intestine to leak into the bloodstream. The body perceives these foreign particles in the blood as a threat and starts attacking them. And this leads to an inflammatory reaction. All these pro-inflammatory reactions of sugar can impact attention, concentration, and hyperactivity. Oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in plants. These are also known as oxalic acid and is also an organic acid. Oxalic acid binds with minerals like calcium during digestion and leaves the body through the stool. And the unbound oxalates travel to the kidneys and are excreted via urine. In cases where there is a high amount of oxalates present in the urine as compared to the volume of water, these form into crystals. And these crystals over a period of time get compounded and form kidney stones. Oxalates could be very painful, and especially in children who are not able to express or explain. This can lead to high anxiety, attention deficit, and hyperactivity. It is found that oxalate concentration in children on the autism spectrum is significantly higher as compared to neurotypical kids. And this could be related to the gut. The oxalates are degraded in the gut by bacteria. In a compromised gut without sufficient beneficial flora, the oxalates are not effectively metabolized and reach the kidneys where it forms crystals and stones. So, an organic acid test showing oxalate markers can throw a lot of light if oxalates are an issue in the body. Now, this is important, and this needs to be carefully evaluated since going gluten-free limits the intake of foods, and some gluten-free healthy grains like buckwheat and amaranth are very high in oxalates. And these also need to be avoided then. Some oxalate-rich foods are spinach, buckwheat, amaranth, bran or high-fiber cereal, chocolate, soy, blackberry, blueberry, cranberries, beetroot, kale, olives, okra, to name a few. Salicylates. Salicylates are derived from salicylic acid, and it is a natural chemical produced by many plants. Just like oxalates, salicylates are believed to be used by the plants to protect themselves from insects. Salicylates are also found in drugs like aspirin, cough mixtures, and antacids. Though these are naturally found in many foods, it is known to cause sensitivity in certain individuals even in very low amounts, as these individuals are not able to metabolize and excrete the salicylates. It is caused when there is an overproduction of an inflammatory mediator called leukotrienes, which are linked to various conditions including asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, and inflammatory bowel disease. Symptoms of salicylate sensitivity are stuffy nose, sinus infection and inflammation, nasal and sinus polyps, asthma, diarrhea, abdominal pain, inflammation of the gut, tissue swelling, and etc. And these can manifest into attention deficit and hyperactivity as well. The highest amount of salicylates are found in fruits, vegetables, and spices. Phenols. Phenols are found in healthy foods and supplements. High phenols have been found to affect children, especially on the spectrum, with sensitive digestive and immune systems. Phenols affect an individual when one is low on the enzyme phenol sulfur transferase. So in such cases, these individuals find it difficult to process the phenols in the foods. Fermentable carbohydrate foods or FODMAP. These are called fermentable, oligo-dimonosaccharides and polyols. This is the scientific name given to a group of carbohydrates that are known to trigger bloating, stomach pain and gas. These are found in a wide variety of foods. Some examples of these are wheat, rye, legumes, garlic, onions, milk yogurt, figs, mangoes, honey, blackberries, lychees, etc. These foods are linked to various digestive issues and irritable bowel syndrome. It has been seen restricting such high fermentable carbs have had a positive outcome in terms of reversing the symptoms related to IBS. And this class of food is best to be avoided with an ADHD condition. Chemicals and dyes. Chemicals and dyes have been linked to ADHD. And this is of importance as individuals on the spectrum of suffering from ADHD have shown to have multiple sensitivities. So it is quite natural for these individuals to react negatively to these artificial chemical products. These artificial chemicals are in a wide variety of products we use daily. For example, some are like toothpaste, supplements, sport drinks, candies, cake mixtures. So, it is important to read the labels before buying any of these if you have a sensitive kid at home. Getting an MRT test done can throw light on these sensitivities as well. So food containing chemicals or dyes are recommended to be avoided with ADHD. Now let's understand some enzymes and supplements that can help. As you can understand, if we are able to produce enzymes in the gut, then we are able to deal with these intolerances with lesser issues. And here are some of the enzymes which can help with various intolerances. Betaine HCL. The stomach needs an acidic environment for proper digestion of food, and this helps in creating the necessary environment in the stomach. Broad spectrum enzymes. Similarly, a comprehensive broad spectrum of enzymes can really help in digestion. Enzymes for phenols and salicylate. As the name suggests, these enzymes help with phenol and salicylate sensitivity. Oxalate. Here you can try out calcium citrate along with foods to bind with the oxalates and vitamin B6, which reduces oxalate production. For your convenience, we have included links to these enzyme products in the description of the video. In conclusion, foods could be one of the main stressors of digestive disorders. Individuals on the autism spectrum or who are suffering from ADHD have multiple imbalances to deal with. And all the food categories listed above are better to be avoided in ADHD. For such sensitive individuals, taking a path of having clean foods that are known to be non-stressors can help a lot. We will not know till the time we try this out. Try to eliminate one group at a time. Eliminating gluten, casein, soy and sugar can only benefit and will never cause any harm. Eliminating oxalates as well generally helps, as almost all children on the spectrum have shown to be oxalate intolerant. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more such videos, we recommend you to subscribe to our channel and give a thumbs up to this. A little bit of encouragement from you will go a long way for us. Thank you, and we hope to see you again. Bye for now.